I don't know what you were told about my unexplained absence yesterday. Nothing. Weren't told anything. Okay, the reason why I wasn't at work yesterday was because of what happened to me on Tuesday night. I did what I thought was an extremely successful preview of the one-man show I'm doing at the Baxter, Life with Love, a very, very appreciative audience, a really lovely and enduring standing ovation. Got into my car on the way home feeling really good. And then on the M3, past the turnoff to the Blue Route and before the off-ramp to Steenberg Road, so somewhere in between those two, bang, my left front tire explodes. Thank goodness I've had advanced driver training, so I was able to thank goodness, A, I wasn't speeding, and B, that I was able to control the car and bring it safely to the side of the highway. Okay, I know how to change a tire. I don't particularly want to be changing a tire at 9:30. It's dark. There are no traffic lights on that part of the highway. But, I can do it. It's going to take a little bit longer than if it were brightly lit, but I can do it, so I start doing it. And after I've been doing it for about 15 minutes and cars have been whizzing past me, nobody slowing down, nobody checking whether I was okay, well, so be it. A car going the other way, so towards Constantia, stops. And two guys cross their side of the highway, the median, come towards me. I do a little bit of racial profiling and I'm nervous. And then one of them says, is everything all right? And I said, I'm just changing a tire. And they said, well, let's help you. And I go, that's fine. I know how to change a tire. And they said, no, we're much younger than you are. Of course we'll do it for you. And I go, how dare you racially profile Maytham? This is so embarrassing. You should feel so ashamed of yourself. Anyway, they get down and I'm nearly finished the jacking up process. And he does a couple of turns of the jack and then he says, can't really see. Does your phone have a torch? I said, yeah, it does. He said, will you shine? So I hold the torch up in one hand, shining down on where he's changing the wheel. Next thing, punch in the face, slap in the face, thrown to the ground, phone snatched out of my hand, and off they run across the highway to their car, which I now notice, or I now remember, because a lot of it is kind of blurred in the immediate aftermath, the engine had been kept running all the time, and I wasn't quite sure why that was, but anyway. So I grab one of those spanners that you use to undo the nuts, and there was a dead hardy-dar at the side of the road, and I grabbed that in the other hand. I'm not quite sure why. And I run across the highway screaming like a banshee with a dead hardy-dar in one hand and a tire-changing spanner in the other. And I don't get to them before they drive off. I thought of throwing the spanner. I thought of throwing the hardy-dar. I thought that would be bad for the dignity of the hardy-dar, so I dropped the hardy-dar. Hello. I hope that's them saying that they're really sorry and they want to give me my stuff back. So that was it. I'm shocked. I'm shaking. Of course I am. And then I have to go back and I have to complete the changing of the wheel. And the Honda Jazz has these silly little biscuit spare wheels. Anyway, I put that on. And then I try to start the car. It won't start. Battery is flat. The battery must have been on its way out and having the emergency lights on for the while that all of this drama was taking. Battery flat. I stand at the side of the M3 for close to an hour. And I'm waving and I'm making prayer signs. And I'm 70 years old. I do not look a physical threat. Not a single car slows down, let alone stops. What I wanted was a push. I tried to push it myself, didn't work. Didn't have the impetus pushing from the side and having the door open ready to jump in. Couldn't work up the impetus, fairly flat in that part of the highway. So there we go. And eventually got to my bucky, reported at the police station, and then yesterday have to start the whole process of getting a temporary driver's license and getting the phone blacklisted and doing the SIM swap and all of those things that are the aftermath of events like this. But I didn't sleep on Tuesday night, not one little bit. This is running through my brain. Could I have done anything differently? Did I bring it on myself? No. And then you start going, okay, but what if? What if they'd finished changing the tire, put all the stuff in the boot, and then held a gun at my head or knifed me or attacked me more physically and drove off in my car. And then I think, I'm lucky. And then I go, you're not lucky. You're not lucky that something worse didn't happen to you. You're unlucky that something did happen to you. But it's the way that the narrative is constructed in this country, because there is so much crime, that when we're a victim of crime and it's could have been worse, we go, oh, we're lucky. It could have been worse. And so it hasn't been a comfortable couple of days. I'm quite sore where I was punched. And even though the damage, the phone's uninsured, that's my fault. Brand new iPhone i16, uninsured, that's my fault. But there is an economic consequence. There's been the administrative hassle, there is the physical pain, and there is the stress associated with having your vulnerability invaded in that way. And it doesn't help that I know that every single day tens of thousands of South Africans are subjected to a worse criminal attack than what I endured on Tuesday evening. I try to comfort myself with that, but it doesn't help. It happened to me, and it was bloody awful. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday.